Hello Stampers, Brenda Hillard here at Create with Brenda. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today to share with you, this is day 3 of our prized, or the Peony Garden farewell tour. The suite for sure will not be available, the 1 number order for all products in the suite. And then, as I've said in my earlier Peony Garden farewell tour, the bundle price for the stamp set and the dies will be going away as well. Right now it's priced at $57.50, and that can be found on page 82 and 83 in the annual catalog. And when I say the annual catalog, I'm talking this one. This is the one that we are retiring products out of. So check page 82, 83, and there is the bundle order number, the single order for the bundle, and that saves you 10%. So like I said, right now it's $57.50 for the bundle. After May 3rd, it is going to be, the stamp set and dies will be available, but separately, and it will be $64 total. So hop on that. If I inspire you to love this set and want it in your collection, grab it now. The other thing that's going away is the Designer Series paper. And here's my sampler for the Peony Garden. Normally $11.50 for the 12 pieces of 12 by 12 double-sided or double printed paper. And right now it's on sale for $9.20. So snag that up as well. And then the other thing that goes away is the Dainty Diamonds 3D embossing folder. And if you haven't used this embossing folder, it's really quite fun and makes a pretty unique pattern. I'll be doing a card on that for day 5. So stay tuned, and I'll bring in the Dainty Diamonds 3D embossing folder. This is normally $9. It's now on sale for $8.10, so 10% off. All right, let's get started with our project. So here's our project for today. It's a standard A2 card, meaning it measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And it uses the coordinating colors from the Designer Series paper, which is Basic Gray, Gray Granite, Petal Pink, and Whisper White. So let me show you, and I will not lie, normally when I look at these, it's like, ugh, too much die cutting, too much putzing around. But let me show you quickly how easy this flower goes together and the way that they design these dies. So as what I did before we started the video, I went ahead and die cut. So to form this beautiful peony, you need these pieces. All right, so 4 pieces, and then of course I cut the So Saffron for the little center of the flower. So 5 pieces, and that's how we're going to form the flower. And let me show you here right now how we're going to fancy it up just a little bit, because like I said, I used basic white. So I'm going to bring in Petal Pink, one of the coordinating colors. I'm going to bring in one of our new blending brushes, and if you haven't used these, be sure to get your order in. I don't know if they're shipping yet, but I know that you can put them on your order. I just was able to do that. So grab some brushes because they're super fun. All right, I'm going to pick up ink off my ink pad. And when I looked at or Googled peonies, I found that they're darker towards the center, which makes sense because the petals are concentrated in the center. So as what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in a circular motion around the outside. Whoops, I had ink on my finger, not good. We'll just blend it in. It'll be fine. Around the outside, I'm going to pick up a little bit more ink And now on this one, and this is the top where we have that die cut piece, I'm just going to go gently, but I want it to pick up on my die cut edge. Okay, so we'll just go through all of these. This one I'm staying towards the center with just a little bit up on the top. And I'll do that same thing on this one. So toward the center and then just a little on the top. Okay, done. Done with our blending. Now to clean these, I just run them under cold water and then I dry them with a microfiber towel and let them dry, and they are good to go for the next time. So I want you to look at something on here. Do you see how the bottom matches up with that curve? So is what I'm going to do is, because and you take the biggest, the next largest, then the next, and the last, okay? So here's my first piece. I'm going to bring in the second, and because when I slide it down, it is going to adhere, I'm just going to add some of our liquid multi-purpose glue, and when I slide this in, I'm just going to match up the curve down there on the bottom. Okay, press. Again, I'm going to put the glue on the front of my piece. I'm going to lift my center here, slide it in, and then again, they have it, you know, so that we can match that curve. And do you see how it's perfectly positioning our petals? And then for the last one, again, glue. And this one's a little bit tight, but it does fit. And I'm just going to lift, slide my piece in, push it down to the bottom, and then I want to match up my curve again so that everything is nice and smooth along there. Press, and look at my beautiful flower. So I don't know, before I've ordered different things like I don't know, I think it was called like the climbing orchid or something, and it was like, oh Lord, it was too hard to assemble. This one is so easy, and one pass with the standard size cut and emboss, and you've got all your pieces. You can just lay them down and cut them all out at the same time. So I'm adding my yellow, and actually it's So Saffron center to my peony flower. And then the petals, that's another cool thing in this set. So I have all the dies sitting here, but again, I used the soft seafoam and one pass through the standard size or the regular size Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And then these petals, I have to get the right leaf, sorry. Here we go. Have the dimension as well with the die cut piece, which makes them super pretty. So I'm going to bring in my silicone mat, and I'm just going to add some of my liquid glue to my mat, and then that way I can dip and dab, that's what I call it, and then I can just glue these on to my leaves. I'll dip and dab again here. And add. I'm always so messy with glue, but that's okay. All right, and then I want to make sure I have the right leaf here. And I don't think I do. I want this one. Yeah. All right. Dab, dip, and add to the leaf. And I guess I could have chose a different color green, but I really liked the tone on tone and the softness that it provides on our card here. All right, so next I will be bringing in a piece of the Designer Series paper, and I'm going to be using the back side of the Peony paper. This piece measures 3 3/4 by 5. And then I used just a standard A2 card base of basic white, and I layered it up on a piece of basic gray that measures 4 by 5 1/4. And I like to work in quarters for that very reason, that it just makes the math and the measurements easy. So 4 by 5 1/4, 3 3/4 by 5. And that's how I get that nice little mat. Before I put this down, if you look closely, you can see that I took the accent stamp from the set that looks like this. And I'm going to, using our basic gray, I'm going to ink it up, stamp it off, add it to our background. It's really soft, it's really subtle, but that's what I wanted, was just a little more visual interest to our card. All right, I think that's good. And then for our sentiment, I want our sentiment to really pop down here, and I'm going to be using the Love and Thanks to a Dear Friend. And of course, that's from our set as well. But I want to use the Memento Tuxedo Black so that I get a really good pop down here on the corner with my sentiment. The fonts on these are so pretty. All right. So now let's finish our medallion piece here that holds our peony. So the stitched nesting label dies are going to be retiring too, which is sad because I do use them quite a bit in my projects, but I'm sure they'll be replaced. In fact, there is a replacement already that I'm pretty sure is going to be my next go-to, and I'll be sharing products from the new catalog here with you in about I don't know, 2 weeks, week and a half. But you hate to get too far in front of there's so many good products that you can purchase now, that why show you things that aren't even available to you for another 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. So I used the second to the largest die from here, and then the largest one from this side. I cut this one out using basic gray, and I did that prior to our video just to save on time because I knew the assembly of the peony was going to take a little bit. So I have that, and then this one I used the Designer Series paper and cut just the smaller, one step down, so that I can put these together and layer them up like that. So let's add some Stampin' Seal to the back of our Designer Series piece, and then we'll just layer it onto our basic gray. And then I'm going to add some seal to the back of our nested pieces. And I'm just going to lay that right in here as not to cover our sentiment, okay? And then I'm going to add seal to the back of this and layer up on our basic gray cardstock. And now this whole piece gets put down on the front of our card. And there we are. I'm just going to reposition this a little bit. There we go. All right. It's coming together. It's looking good. So we have our peony. Now I want to take and put our leaves on. So I'm first of all going to just kind of try to fill in this curve that we use to line up all of our dies. So I'm going to again just dab, and I'll be able to add that to our flower. I'm going to take our other piece, dab again, and I can add, and then our smaller leaf, dab, and I'll add that right down there. All right, let's put some dimensionals on our and my sample card that I have here. I think I ended up using like 6 just to make sure that it was secure and stayed really nicely positioned on our card. This one's getting even more. You know I love my dimensionals. All right, let's peel off the backings. And add this to the front of our card. Pretty, huh? These would make great Mother's Day cards too, with Mother's Day coming up. So the other thing I wanted to show you is on my first sample, I added Wink of Stella, and I don't know if you can see the sparkle. Oh, maybe just a little bit. But my Wink of Stella pen just ran out, so I'm going to open a new one. And I wanted to share that with you because there is a little bit of a trick. So you unscrew the cap. There's this black ring that you want to get rid of. Then when you screw this back on, it pierces the well. So now I've got it back on. And now when I squeeze a little bit, I'm going to do it over my... You can see the glitter, the liquid glitter in here, and you can see it absorb into the brush. So then, to get it started, I'm just going to, on my silicone mat again, but now I can simply color and add that fun shimmer that the Wink of Stella, whoops, got a little crazy there. Did you see that? That's what you get for squeezing, but that's all right. This one will be super shiny. So there is our beautiful peony. That'll dry and go away once it's dry. So there's your lesson for Wink of Stella. How good, right? All right, have a great day, everybody. Join me tomorrow, day 4, another project with the Retiring Peony Garden Suite. Bye for now.